Welcome everyone to Ellis Gaming and Reviews. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but I'm no longer Ellis Gaming and Blogs. If you've seen the update video that I did last Christmas, then you must know. So yeah, I've had a good Christmas and 2026 is going well. It was a great start, and so during the Christmas holidays, well, so upon the end of Christmas holidays and the past weekends, I watched the entire film, the entire Die Hard films, starring the one and only great Bruce Willis, who unfortunately we're no longer going to see in movies now, as he's retired. It will not be the same Van, honestly. He's such a legend. So yeah, I'm going to sit down and talk about each of the Die Hard films. Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Live for Your Die Hard, or if you're in the UK it's Die Hard 4.0, and A Good Day to Die Hard. So I'm going to sit down and talk about each of the Die Hard films, and yeah, yippee-ki-yay! Let's start off with the first Die Hard film. Okay, so Die Hard 1. The one that started the saga all. It was the 80s, came out in 1988, and that was the first time we see Bruce Willis as John McClane. So, it's Christmas. Well, obviously it's not Christmas, even though for some reason it's been declared as a Christmas movie. And I was ready to a video store, and there was like a Die Hard DVD, but it was like festive themed. That's what a lot of people think. To me it is, but to people it isn't. And Bruce Willis confirmed this on the Celebrity Roast on Comedy Central that it's not a Christmas movie. Here's the video.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a goddamn Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah, you can tell. So, it starts off with Bruce Willis' character John McClane. He's off work. It's the Christmas holidays. He goes over. He flies to LA to see his strange wife Holly and his two children, Lucy and Jack. You'll see them in the later films. They've got bigger roles, but here they've got like smaller roles. And he goes to the Nakatomi Plaza to attend her office Christmas party. And then, next thing you know, a group of German terrorists, led by Hans Gruber, played by Alan Rickman in his feature film debut. Yep, that's right. Before Harry Potter, he was in Die Hard. Before he was Snape, he was Hans Gruber. And then, in addition, you got his sidekick, his trusty sidekick Carl, played by a ballet dancer named Alexander. I think I know how you pronounce his name. Alexander Godunov. Yeah, it was a ballet dancer from Russia. Yeah, who was also he was like a strong fella. So anyway, they take control over the the building. They lead people hostages. They're trying to do everything. And McBain is stuck. He does everything he can to survive, and he contacts Hans Gruber via walkie-talkie. That's all. And yeah, he shoots the bad guys. He stops them. He does everything he can, like going through like a lift. I think it's like a lift or something like that. Crawls through a vent. Jumps off a tower with his like a fire hose lifted from his waist. And he slides and he's slings straight into one room to another. And even though, and towards the end of the film, you don't even see John McClane share screen time with Hans Gruber. They don't see each other till the end. Which is, that's not the perfect way how to stop hero and villain talk or something like that, you know. And then and then next thing you know, I think it's towards the end. What was I gonna do? So anyway, he gets into contact with the police. He managed to get hold of an officer called Al Powell, played by original Phil Johnson. You've probably seen from Family Matters as Carl Winslow. You know, Steve Urkel and stuff. Apparently they don't believe him. The officers don't believe him, even though John McClane is in serious trouble, and all he wants to do is trying to get out there alive. He managed to get. Also, he walks barefoot. He stabs his feet. True story. That actually happens. And then towards the end, he rescues his. He managed to rescue his wife, and then towards the end, he shoots Hans, and he yells, "Happy trails, Hans!" And he falls down slow-mo style, just like that. Yeah, for me, this was like a perfect film. Director John McTiernan did an amazing job bringing this like action thing from this film to life. It was all action techniques. And he's also done other stuff like Predator and Last Action Hero, and you know, and stuff. And yeah, you could. I always thought you could tell it's a Christmas movie by the Christmas. I mean, you could tell it's a Christmas film by the music. In the beginning of the film, once John McClane gets picked up by by this fella in the limo, you hear Run DMC's Christmas and Hollis, and the film ends with Let It Snow at the end. Yeah, for me it's okay. I'll probably watch it every Christmas, now and now again. So yeah, and so this film made Bruce Willis a Hollywood star, like an A-lister. But by then, but before Die Hard, he was already a known star. But he was only known for Moonlighting, with Sybil Shepherd. But when that was broadcasting on TV, he was not only a big star, but he was mostly a comedian. But this film, like, John shifted him to an action legend. So he became one of the most successful actors in the 80s, compared to Mel Gibson with Lethal Weapon, and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tom Cruise. Even though Tom Cruise was huge in the 80s. And yeah, so that was Die Hard. Let's do Die Hard 2.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Okay, so Die Hard 2 from 1990. This time it's directed by Rennie Harlin, so John McTiernan isn't brought back for this one. Yeah, so it's Christmas again, but John McClane is in New York, and his wife is doing the favour back. She's going to New York to go see him at Christmas, but then something bad happens. We see Colonel Stewart played by William Sadler, and he leads a group of terrorists who takes control of the airport, and John McClane goes up to stop him. And again, all the airport security don't believe him. Reginald Johnson is back in this one, but he doesn't have that much screen time. He teams up with a cop, Captain Carmine, played by Dennis Franz, I think. William Atherton, you probably know as Walter Peck from Ghostbusters. He was in the first Die Hard, but he didn't have less screen time. He's back in Die Hard 2, but with a bigger role. So anyway, these terrorists know what they're doing. They're basically taking control of every plane, and John McClane tries to do everything he can to stop him. And like, what was I going to do? Hold on. Oh yeah, they basically corrupt the airplane, the plane system, make it go ape shit. Like, they take control of one plane. I think it's like a British plane, and somehow that plane gets fucked. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. So anyway, Die Hard 2 is kind of okay. It's like a good sequel. But William Sadler's performance as Colonel Stewart was okay. But when I saw this for the first time, I did not expect to see how he gets introduced. He's introduced like in a hotel room, practicing martial arts, N-word. Well, if you've seen it, you get what I mean. If you've seen it, it's like he just does like yeah, it's just like, I think it's like Tai Chi or something like that. Yeah. There's also a scene I really like where he gets inside a plane and then he's terrorists like throw like some grenades on, and he gets onto a seat and he ejects himself onto a plane once the grenades detonate, and he just launches himself from the plane just like that. I thought that was well done. Also, Joel Silver, the producer of the first Die Hard, comes back for this one. Michael Kamen, the composer, also returns. Yeah, it's okay. Die Hard 2's alright, but it isn't that much Christmassy as the first one. You do hear Let It Snow at the end, but it's like a different version. I'm not sure if it's Sinatra or Dean Martin, I don't know. Yeah. Also, fun fact, the cop that you see at the beginning, I think his name's Vito, this is what he looks like. When I recognise his face, I know him from somewhere. It's the same bloke who was in Saturday Night Fever. You know, at the beginning of the film, you know, when John Travolta walks into work, he's one of the customers and he asks him if he can have his wife's butt painted. Yeah, it's the same bloke. Yeah, here's what it looks like in Die Hard 2. And here's what it looks like in Saturday Night Fever.
After these schoolrooms, I wouldn't paint my wife's ass purple.
What color is it now?
You want to know what color my wife's ass is?
Yeah. You get what I mean. So that is, I didn't have much to say on Die Hard 2. So, let's fast forward to Die Hard with a Vengeance.
And it's in New York traffic. It could be double that.
Okay, so Die Hard with a Vengeance. John McTiernan is back. Yep, but Joel Silver does not come back from this one. Michael Kamen comes back as a composer. Yep. John McClane is in New York City. But for this one, it is not a Christmas song. It does not take place in Christmas. There's no Christmassy theme you see in Die Hard with a Vengeance. So, yeah. Also, he teams up with Samuel L. Jackson, which is like the best part of the film. yeah, he teams up with Zeus. That's what you call him. Yeah, Zeus, like the king of gods. Yeah. So anyway, you got Jeremy Irons, who's Simon Gruber, Hans Gruber's brother, and he and his team go steal some gold. And John McClane goes up to stop him, along with Zeus. They do everything they can to survive. Yeah, the action was decent. It was alright. And stuff. But I didn't like the ending. It's like, we got one scene. You know when in the first Die Hard, whatever the one you mentioned, where he jumps off a tower and explodes, and in the second one he jumps off a plane and explodes? In the third he jumps off a boat that explodes. Yeah. I didn't like what's keen on the ending. Specifically the fact that some dogs barking next door. What was I going to say? The ending wasn't keen on. You have like, I think they're in Canada. Jeremy Irons is in a helicopter and John McClane like shoots his helicopter wide so he slips down and fries him and stuff. And yeah. Oh yeah, I also noticed. Oh, I know. I'm just. If you notice why I'm falling over my hair, I just had a bath, hence why my hair's wet. I just gave it a dry. Yeah, they do steal some gold. I bet they steal it from like a bank and stuff. Because how am I going to say it? If you play GTA 5, if you use the, what is it? Subtle obvious. Well, I mean subtle or obvious. I think it's the one. It's the one. I don't. Get me one. I don't know if it's so obvious. I don't know if it's. I think it's obvious. I'm not sure if it's the one where you go under the skies or the one where you steal the gold. But it's the one where you steal the gold and you use like this cutter to this like sharp cutter or something like that to cut the walls to steal the gold. Well, you get a scene like that in Die Hard with Vengeance. Yeah. Samuel Jackson's performance was okay. Jeremy Irons, he was spot on as Sam Gruber. He was more better than William Sadler's performance as Colonel Stewart, but he managed to have his villain level as the same as Hans Gruber. Yeah, so I mean, because you could tell that Jeremy Irons is a good villain actor. I mean, for fuck's sake, he was Sky in The Lion King. So. Oh yeah, if you've seen The Incredibles, you probably have watched The Incredibles. You know that scene where Mr. Incredible and Frozone go into this bank? I think it's a bank. I'm not sure, but it's a scene like that. You know, I think it's in a bank, and they go inside. They're basically described as dressed as robbers, like wear these balaclavas and stuff, and the cops come in. And one cop comes and yells, "Freeze!" And Frozone just tells him that he's thirsty and that he needs a drink. And then he freezes him. Well, you get a scene like that in Die Hard with Vengeance, but instead, he runs straight into the subway, getting chased by a cop, and he tries to get into a phone call. And there was a bloke who was on the phone. Even though it's the first in line, Samuel Jackson just like stops in and tries to get on the phone call, and he says the same thing, that he needs to take this call. Okay, here's the scene in The Incredibles.
Freeze!
I'm thirsty.
I said freeze!
I'm just getting a drink.
And here's the scene in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I have to answer that phone.
Just shut up and get him in the air!
yeah, Day of Vengeance is okay. You know, it's alright. It's not weak, but it's still the same. It's John McTiernan, and so he has the same quality level of action as already mentioned in the past. I don't think I talked about it, but he directed Hunt for Red October with Alec Baldwin and Sean Connery. So there's nothing much to say. So let's skip to Live Free or Die Hard, or Die Hard 4.0. Okay, so Live Free or Die Hard on here in the UK, Die Hard 4.0. So we fast forward to the 21st century, so it's the 2000s. John McClane is bald. Well, of course, because at the time Bruce Willis was going bald. And so there's a cyber problem. We get like Justin Long is like this tech guy is like this geek. He's like a college student, and he gets into trouble by this cyber group. Now he's led by Timothy Olyphant's character. Yeah, Timothy Olyphant. He was spot on. And John McClane teams up with him to, stop this cyber problem that's going on. And yeah, we also get this this Asian lass. I don't know what you call her, but she goes undercover as an FBI agent, and her performance was spot on. Len Wiseman was great as a director, and his sense of action was perfect. So he managed to emulate John McTiernan's style, sort of. Also, Michael Kamen does not come back for this one. Instead, you got Marco Beltrami taking over, but you still have Kamen's music, like his Die Hard theme in it. So yeah. So anyway, Justin Long's character Fowl, he gets help from his online friend Warlock, played by Kevin Smith. Yes, Silent Bob from Clerks. I think he was Silent Bob in Clerks. I don't know, but yeah, or is it Jane Silent Bob Strike Back? I'm not even seen any of this. I do want Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, and that's the only Kevin Smith film I own. I've not watched. I know he did Dogma, and I know he's in one of the Scream films. Speaking of Scream, Marco Beltrami scored Scream. Yeah, they go see him, and they get advice. Bruce Willis gets help from the FBI. I think it's the help from the FBI, led by Cliff Curtis. He was spot on as well. But anyway, the action was okay. It felt like a Michael Bay film. I mean, he would have been a perfect director for Die Hard, but his sense of action is like too much. Like, he uses too much explosions. But I don't know how his Die Hard felt, considering the fact that he only works with Bruce Willis in Armageddon. So yeah. And that was a really good film though. His daughter is in this one, now played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who I know from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Even though I've not watched it, but she was also in 10 Cloverfield Lane. Some point in the film she gets like taken by this cyber group, and John McClane goes out to stop him towards the end. So he goes out to stop this cyber hacking. Like, he goes to stop Timothy Olyphant, and towards the end of the film, towards the end, he grabs John McClane by the back, and he has his gun. He has a bulletproof vest, and he has a bullet wound. And he goes, "Yippee-ki-yay!" and he shoots him like that. The action scenes I thought was okay, but apparently in America it's rated PG-13, not R, whereas the rest of what were rated R. Well, in the UK it's rated 15, I think, but this box set's rated 18. Let me think. Oh, the first one's rated 18. Die Hard 2 is rated 18. Die Hard Revenge is 15, 15, 15. Yeah, so it's 15 in the UK, which is basically R. So 15 and 18 is like the British equivalent of R. Like PG-13 is like a 12. So I bet Fox took some of that violence and bloody violence for the American release and kept it in the British release. So I don't know what the American cut felt like, considering the fact that Chris Stuckmann, yeah, I watched Chris Stuckmann's review on all the Die Hard films, and he referred the unrated version than the original cut. Well, good thing we've got the original cut in the UK. Yeah, I mean, it is okay, you know, considering the fact that it's like more next gen, and the same fact that you got Justin Long's character, because I thought Justin Long was okay. Justin Long can be funny, considering the fact he's done lots of comedies, but nowadays he's more got into horror. You know, he's more focusing on horror films now. He was in that Weapons, and he was also in Barbarian from Zach Cregger. Yeah, so I think he's more of a horror actor now. So, but I think he'll still do comedy. Yeah, so it was sort of this kind of plot was a good blend into the 21st century to like revive the Die Hard franchise back from the dead after a decade from Die Hard with a Vengeance. So yeah, I think it was okay. It was not that bad, and I probably will enjoy Live Free or Die Hard. So yeah, right, now we will move on to the next film, which is the last of the Die Hard franchise, A Good Day to Die Hard. Okay, A Good Day to Die Hard. Unfortunately, I've not heard any good things about it. I remember watching a video from Stuart Ashens, I think it was Stuart Ashens, and he talked about A Good Day to Die Hard and he feels disappointed about it. There's nothing nice to say about the fifth film. It's just a load of crap. I'm sorry for people, but if you enjoy A Good Day to Die Hard, that is you. Everyone has different opinions, but Chris Stuckmann didn't enjoy it. I thought it was okay, but let's just break down A Good Day to Die Hard, shall we? Right, so John McClane travels to Moscow, so he goes to Russia for this one. We see Jai Courtney, yep, from Terminator Genesis, so yeah, John Connor's in it. Or was it Carl Weiss? No, I think it's John Connor. John Connor or Carl Weiss. I've not seen Terminator Genesis in years, so anyway, he works for a spy for the Russians, and he gets into trouble because he tries to rescue this prisoner. And that was just my phone. And for me, it was not that great. The action was, I thought, was not great. There was considering the fact that he that he and his son jump off a building, and yeah, all he just does is just teams up with his son, like just like a father and son, like bonding this one, like, you know, the goal just go after the Russians. The villain was absolute shit. I'm sorry, but he was nowhere good as Timothy Olyphant, Alan Rickman, Jeremy Irons, and William Sadler. All that. It was just a villain. The sidekicks did not fall. I'm sorry, but there was too much CGI, which was like there was just cheap I bet there was just cheap special effects, cheap CGI and some. Oh, the CGI was okay, but it don't look good. They look like cheap and stuff. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is back, but she's briefly in it. The villains were, as I mentioned, when I fall. They didn't do much like bring good depth to the character. The thing is, there's no tension. It's like John McClane wasn't that much John McClane in this one, and I guess the reason I'm going to blame for the film's failure by its director and its writer. John Moore directed A Good Day to Die Hard, and he was also directed Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson and Gene Hackman, which I thought was okay, and I'm pretty sure that's where Nico Bellic comes from, because there's a Russian in that just looks like Nico Bellic. If you don't believe me, go watch it. But he also directed a film adaptation of Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg, which is not good. But I've yet to watch the film. I like the Max Payne games, even though the first game was okay. But I've still yet to complete Max Payne 2. It's like, what was he thinking? What was John Moore thinking? So he's not that much of a good director, honestly, John Moore. But hiring him to direct A Good Day to Die Hard is just wrong. And then you got Skip Woods, who written the film. He was the film's writer. He wrote Swordfish with John Travolta, right? With Hugh Jackman, a sexy N-word Halle Berry, Don Cheadle, and even Vinnie Jones is in that. That was a great cast. But I have watched Swordfish, but I've only barely watched it. I've only watched about 45 minutes and I switched it off. But he also wrote, so if you think that John Moore brought Max Payne to life, guess what Skip Woods also made? He brought a famous another famous video game character to life. Right, this is what he written. This is what he brought to the big screen. Hitman with Timothy Olyphant, which I thought was okay. It's not bad, so I say it's like so bad it's good. But if I get to rewatch this, I'll get to rewatch this. Elvis the Alien. Yeah, doesn't have much to say about it. It's alright. Then he also wrote Hitman Agent 47, which is a lot of shit. Rupert Friend, his acting, I thought it was okay, but the problem is that he's not even fully bald compared to Oliphant. I actually thought that if you're going to bring a Hitman character to life, you should have just bring Jason Statham, because Jason Statham would have been perfect. He'll still be up for the role. I mean, Bruce Willis would have pulled it off, but if it's Bruce Willis, it won't happen following his days of retirement, so it has to be Jason Statham. Maybe Vin Diesel, but oh yeah, Jason. According to Elvis the Alien, Jason Statham was supposed to star in Hitman. Yeah, so you got Skip Woods who written these two films to write fucking Good Day to Die Hard. So there's not much to say about it. Oh yeah, he steals a car, and for some reason he punches a guy in the streets. One thing I don't understand is that he's in a car, he's in a taxi, and there's a huge pile of traffic. And when I was watching Chris Stuckmann's review on it, I don't know if you noticed, but if you watch Live Free or Die Hard, there's a line that Bruce Willis says that is reused in A Good Day to Die Hard. So that's like lazy editing. Yeah, if you brought back John McTiernan, and the same writers of Die Hard. Hold on. What does it say? Jeb Stewart and Stephen E. D'Souza. Jeb Stewart and Stephen E. D'Souza. Yeah. If you got these people, and if you brought back Joel Silver, I think the film would have worked. But the real reason that Joel Silver didn't come back for Die Hard with a Vengeance is that he had a falling out with Bruce Willis, and that was over making The Last Boy Scout, which is it's alright, but that had its own problems during production, and Bruce Willis hated Damon Wayans. And Damon Wayans hated him. And for me, A Good Day to Die Hard was disappointing. It's like, to this day, it's the worst Die Hard film ever. As I mentioned, go watch it, but it's not like really boring. I describe it as like good by the ways, but like so bad it's good. But there's not much depth into the character, so yeah. Okay, so that was my view on A Good Day to Die Hard. Now that I've talked about all of the Die Hard films, let's rank the Die Hard films. But first, let's rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 Bruce Willis's, and let's rank all of them from worst to best on the tier list. You know, the tier list that YouTubers use, that Marina, McBain and TomSka use, if you've seen their videos. And then, okay, let's do it then. Okay, so I assume I rank the first one up until the 5th. Right, so Die Hard 1, because that's such a masterpiece. I definitely would like to watch that film again, so I'm gonna, well, maybe at Christmas, so I'll probably rank it S. Die Hard 2, it's a bit okay, so I'll put that on A. Die Hard with a Vengeance, again, so iconic. I'll put that on S. Live Free or Die Hard, or for, in UK for my British viewers, Die Hard 4.0. That was also awesome, so I'll put that on S. And for the last one, A Good Day to Die Hard, because I felt disappointed with that one, and mostly because it's the worst Die Hard film, I'm going to put A Good Day to Die Hard on D. So that is my ranking of the Die Hard films on this tier list. Now, let's rank each of them. Okay, so now we're at the ranking scale. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do I rate all the Die Hard films? So here we go. Now, Die Hard 1, I'd rank it 10 Bruce Willis's. Die Hard 2, I rank it 7. Die Hard with a Vengeance, I rank it 9. Live Free or Die Hard, or Die Hard 4.0, I rank it 6. And A Good Day to Die Hard, 1.5. So there you go. Alright, so that was my ranking of the Die Hard films. Thanks for watching Ellis Gaming and Reviews, my first video with the new channel name. I hope you enjoyed the rebrand. I'm hoping to do more reviews. If there's any like Bruce Willis films that you want me to review, please let me know. I'll probably check out The Last Boy Scout, even though I've already watched it. Maybe Armageddon, if I can. Or what's that other film? Alright. One way is Escort in a Cut. 16 Blocks, yeah. Yeah, if there's any, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Yippee-ki-yay, YouTube!